Hi. As you can tell, Chantel is trying to prevent me from seeing you. Literally, everything was stable until I clicked to lower the volume on the music. And as soon as I clicked into OBS, the bitrate went to 0. And sat there. I know, it was not even like I've tried. So this past week, I actually looked sorry, before I get into that, Mobius, thank you so much for the 10-month resubscription. It is really good to have you here. I enjoy seeing you in chat all the time. And 10 months of subscription, I can't believe it. Woo! Welcome. And I should also say hello to Lord Portico, and I am Puddleglum, and I think I saw Geekouts in there, and if I missed anybody, welcome. It's good to have you here. Yeah, just incomplete. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought, okay, well, you know, I know the problem is not with my stuff. Computer works fine. I've not been able to find any issues with the computer setup. It works great for basically everything, except if I am doing something that requires internet upload speed. I've had the ISP send texts out multiple times, and they completely changed out the router and modem. They checked the cables that connect the router and modem to the box that's outside the door. They looked in the box outside the door and said, huh, this is very odd. And they were like, you have a bent thing here. I bet that's the problem. And changed out hardware in the box right outside my door. Did not fix the problem. So they did some more testing and checked the signal strength between my building and the junction box out on the corner. All good, no problems. They contacted me a few hours later to let me know that they had determined that everything was good from my neighborhood to my computer, and that it was somewhere else beyond that where the interference was coming from, and they've never fixed that. So, hi, Was Not Worth It. Thank you, Was Not Worth It, so much for the monthly coffee resubscription. I got the email about that yesterday, and it means a lot to me to have your support over on Coffee. It is good to have you here. So anyway, despite... Yeah, it's the ISP that is the problem, but they aren't doing anything about it. Despite that, I was like, okay, well, let me look at anything I can do that could, you know, possibly change anything. And so I looked at, should I get my own modem and router? And so I looked at the models that the ISP gave me, and this was after having done a little research to say, okay, what would I want to get if I wanted to get my own? And the modem, the cable modem that they provided me is the same one that I would have bought for myself, only it is the version that, like, it has a different model number because it's the one that they give to ISPs to give out, but it's the identical hardware, and the company that makes it has confirmed it is identical to the one that you can buy as a consumer. So don't really need to change my modem because it's identical to what I was going to buy anyway. The router, I have an Eero, I have an Eero Pro 6 that was provided by the ISP. Eero is a Wi-Fi router that's made by Amazon. My computer is not connecting to it over Wi-Fi. I am directly connected via Ethernet. And it's not the greatest for streaming. There are probably better ones I could have, but it's also not terrible. It's modern hardware. It is capable of delivering the speeds that are necessary. I have gone in and set it to prioritize gaming and conferencing, and that doesn't seem to have made any difference. So who knows? I do my best. I try. It's been the frustration. So much frustration. As someone who works for a different ISP, if the signal coming into your house from the ISP is the issue, yeah, it doesn't matter what I do because it is the signal from the provider that is the problem. So I know that nothing I do will change it. It doesn't stop me from seeing if I should change anything. But an elegant modem for a more civilized age. So the Eero is functioning fine. And this issue is not one that was noticeable before I started streaming. That's not true. It's not one that was noticeable before March of 2020. Yeah, the ball is totally in Chantel's court. I'm just frustrated that they know there's an issue somewhere on the line, and it has been more than a year since they've been aware of that issue, and they've not bothered to locate and fix the issue. But mostly it's because they don't care, as far as I can tell. They don't actually care about upload speed at all. And most people wouldn't notice the issue because it is entirely on the upload side, because the speeds that they provide on the download side are fast enough that the little bit of interference that happens is not noticeable on the download side. So before we started having to do video conferencing from home, or before I was streaming, things like that, it wasn't really a problem per se. It was a problem. It's just one that I didn't notice because all it did previously, the only noticeable effect of it previous to March of 2020, when we started having to do Zoom calls from home and things like that, was I would disconnect from the Star Trek Online servers on my PS4. And that was because it was still having the interference and the disruption on the upload side. I just didn't know. And I just was like, oh, why am I disconnecting from the Star Trek Online servers all the time? And so now I know it's an issue, and I disconnect from the Star Trek Online servers when I'm playing Star Trek Online, and it's frustrating. I disconnect from the server on Star Wars The Old Republic, and it's frustrating. When I would play Valheim, I would get disconnected because the disruption happens on the upload side, and it disrupts the signal enough that it kills the connection. It happens during Zoom calls, where in the middle of a call, it'll reload the entire call, or people will freeze, and then I'll get a notice your internet is unstable. And that's always happened with Zoom. Because my internet is unstable. It happens on the stream, and you all see the effects of that, where my bit rate will just start to fluctuate wildly, and it disrupts the stream. And it's because my ISP doesn't offer an upload product higher than 10 megabits per second, except on their business internet, and their business internet is not really a solution for my location and what I'm doing. The way they price business internet, I would have to get a quote, And it is, I actually called them and said, I will switch to a business plan if you can get me higher upload speeds. And in talking with their customer service representative, they're like, yeah, that's not really gonna help. It's not, that's, our business plans will not really function for what you want. And yeah. And so while I have my upload speed, or my download speed is like 250 megabytes per second, or megabits per second. It's way more than we actually need for download stuff. And while there's probably disruption on the download side as well, we don't notice it because there's sufficient bandwidth so that a little bit of minor disruption doesn't throw things out of whack. But the upload side, they literally do not offer anything more than 10 megabits per second unless you have fiber with them. Fiber's not an option with them here. And when I was talking to the service reps and the customer side, like the account reps and the technical reps, they all said, we would love to give you higher upload speeds so that, because if you had higher upload speed, the fluctuation wouldn't matter and you'd be able to do what you're trying to do with no problems. We would love to do that. We are not able to do so. And the technical people are like, it's not a limitation of the equipment. The equipment can handle higher upload speeds. It is possible to do. They cannot set up an account to have higher upload speed. However their bureaucracy is set up, they are not able to increase my upload speed to address their service disruption issues that they've not fixed. And they are the only ISP available to me. And like, I don't blame the service people I talked to. The texts that came out were wonderful. They clearly understood. They were able to see there was an issue. They were able to try various things. They tried to address it. The people I spoke to on the phone with my service tickets were all very helpful. They understood there was an issue. They were able to talk with me about what the issue was. They confirmed to me that they do not throttle internet service, so it's not an issue of throttling. I pay for a service, I get the service. Their company doesn't do throttling, which is good. The people on the account side, in the conversation with them, they were like, I would love to help you. I cannot. It's not possible in our system for me to make that change for you. And during that conversation, they're like, but what I can do is I can switch it so that you have higher download speed and lower cost because you're in one of our older plans. And if I switch you over here, your monthly cost will go down. I know it doesn't get you what you're looking for, but at least I can save you money. And like, so we did that, but like, I've worked customer service. I totally understand. And they wanted to be able to help. They understood there was a problem, and I could tell that they actually did care and would have liked to have been able to solve the problem. But they are like bottom rung, front facing service people and did not have the power to be able to address my issue. Yeah, ISPs have monopolies basically everywhere in the US. and I've been that frontline customer service person who has no authority to do anything. And in most cases, if you ask to talk to a manager, their manager has no authority to do anything either. These are their service plans. They literally, none of their consumer plans include upload speed higher than 10 megabits per second. Unless it's their fiber plan. But they don't have fiber infrastructure here, so I can't get fiber. Their business plan, the rep I was talking to doesn't work with the business plans, so wasn't really able to talk about that. It requires talking to somebody, getting a quote from them, and is basically they wouldn't offer business service to my location anyway because I'm in an apartment complex, and they only offer the business plans to like office parks and things like that. And so basically I would have to go and rent an office somewhere if I wanted to get business internet from them. So anyway, I had not intended to rant about my ISP today. But you know, it happened anyway. Someday it will change. Someday they will either upgrade their systems or like upgrade their infrastructure, or will move, or possibly their competitor will finish moving into town and I will have an option. I do not know the status of that. I know Comcast has been laying cable in town. As of now, Comcast does not currently offer service to my address, but they may be an option sometime. I don't know. Yeah, my ISP started this. The stream is not brought to you by Chantel. So, and it's been months. These unmarked service vehicles came in and did a bunch of digging and pulled through a bunch of cables that were wrapped in orange, which is the telecom cabling color, and pulled them through in the ground outside our building and stuff like that. And they all poke up in various spots out of the ground and have had the outer coating, like the orange stuff, removed on the part that's sticking out of the ground. And so there's these bundles of thick cables, thick black cables that are just sticking up out of the ground in various parts around the neighborhood. And it's been more than a month, I think almost 2 months, since they pulled that stuff through the ground and left it just sticking up out. They've not come back to like put together like the green utility housings around the cables. They've not connected them to any of the buildings. They've not done any of that. A couple of weeks ago, there was a backhoe that came and drilled holes in our parking lot and left. And then like a week later, they dug a trench in our parking lot and filled it with gravel. There's been no notification to us that any of this work was going to be happening. The vehicles that have come have not had any sort of company logo on them. I don't know what any of it is, what it's attempting to address. My hope is that the cables that were pulled through are eventually going to be Comcast, but no information. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, Puddleglum. They seem like they might have caps on the end, but they're not in housings or anything. They're just, they pulled them through and they're sticking up out of the ground. Like they dug and pulled the cables through under the earth. Like, I don't know how they drill the hole to get them through, but they dug down, pulled them through the whole like neighborhood, and there's just spots where the cables are just sticking up out of the ground waiting for something to be done with them. So hi, Shadows of Life. Government surveillance. I don't think it's that. I thought it was probably Comcast Xfinity pulling cables. What I don't understand is why the workers' vehicles weren't marked at all with the company logo, but it's also possible a lot of the utility infrastructure upgrade monies that came as part of the government the government infrastructure bill, a lot of that stuff was paid to municipalities for cities to install the hardware that will then be used by the corporate businesses. So it's entirely possible that it wasn't actually Comcast workers installing those cables, and that it was the town of Christiansburg who paid a contractor to come in and install cables. Which, honestly, if it was, it doesn't surprise me that it has been done in fits and starts and stalled out a lot. Because they're not really good about keeping up with things. Anywho, it has been a start to the stream. I didn't mean to go off on telecommunications and internet infrastructure in the United States, but with my internet stability problems, also not surprising that it happened. I think I should bring the game up and prepare for actual main quest, because somehow we've run out of side quests. Good to have a rant now and then. It's frustrating because there are areas, there are parts of this area where I could actually move to a location where I could get fiber. Except that I can't, because all of the housing prices here are unreasonable. Most of the new construction, housing-wise, I am switching to the game. So most new construction in this area in the past couple of decades has been constructed as student housing for the universities. There are two universities, one in the town to the north of me, one in the town to the south of where my apartment is. I work at one of those two universities. I'm watching for, hang on, I have to change the game capture properties, I think. Yep, there we go. There we go. And so they've built a lot of brand new, very nice apartments. They're almost all 4-bedroom units where it is priced at $800 to $900 per bedroom. So they are $4,000 a month apartments because they are intended as student housing. They are intended to have each student come in and pay $1,000 a month for a room in an apartment. And they offer all sorts of programming and stuff that you would expect from a residence hall at an American university. The other new apartments in the area, there was an apartment complex that was an old elementary school converted into apartments, and they looked nice. They were very clearly modern apartments. They were somewhat reasonably priced. That apartment complex is only available to people 65 years and older. So my options are some of the older apartment complexes where for a 2-bedroom, I'm looking at starting above $1,000 a month for something that was built in the early to mid 1970s and has been very poorly maintained. The one that I was in prior to this one had so much paint on the walls that it was peeling. And you asked maintenance to come and fix it, and they would come and paint another layer over top, and so it would just start peeling again. It had so much paint on the electrical outlet plates that you literally had to chip paint off in order to be able to plug something into the outlet. And the unit I was in had hidden soot damage that I didn't know about, because the person who had lived there before me apparently started cooking fried chicken and turned on the stove and left to go to the grocery store and get ingredients and started a kitchen fire. So, yeah, the apartment that I'm in right now, we are just over like $850 a month for 3 bedrooms, because we're in the one town that doesn't have either of the universities. Our apartment was also early to mid 1970s, and has had a number of issues. Like, we had multiple times during lockdown, it started raining from my bathroom ceiling because the pipes, well, once because the people upstairs overflowed their bathtub, and other times because the pipes in the walls are old and coming apart. So, yeah. We fed the fish! I fed the fish! Yeah, and we looked. When it was time to renew our lease, we looked to see what prices were. And basically anything comparable... It's 80s action hero Shepherd. Indeed it is. Anything comparable size-wise to the apartment that we're currently in, as far as like square footage, was starting at $1,000 to $1,100 a month. Which is not affordable for the salaries that are paid in this area. And we have 2 salaries from the major university employer in the area. One, my husband is an assistant dean, and I'm on the equivalent of the tenure track as a faculty member, and we can't afford apartment rents in this area. Yeah. No, I forgot how to go. Can you all hear it? I just realized I couldn't hear the game in my headphones, but you all should be able to hear it, I think. I forgot how to go up levels. Oh, I need to go to the mass relay. Wow, brain. I was very focused on talking about the problems of money in this area. The one that we are doing now is acquire Reaper IFF, because this one down here, Rescue Dr. Kenson, is a rival, and I was told I should still wait on that DLC. Personal hydration device refueled. Hooray! And we've also looked at like buying a house. And in the last year, start dinner in the crock pot. Good job. I don't really cook. So kudos to you for making food happen. So we've had an eye out for like potentially buying a house. But housing prices here in the last year and a half have more than doubled. So houses that were previously selling for like $100,000 are hitting $200,000 or $225,000. And they are not quality homes. They are not in good condition. They are frankly not worth what they're selling for, except that there just haven't been a lot of new homes built in the area because they've been focused on building student apartments. So that's why I'm here with the sucky internet, because it is the nicest quality, least cost that we could find as far as apartments go. Anyway, I'm going to focus on the game now. Thank you for coming to my... I'm sorry for the bad internet, but the economy sucks right now, despite all of the economic indicators saying that, oh, things are wonderful. All right. Unexplored. We've got 2 bodies in the system, in addition to the Reaper IFF derelict Reaper thing. Let us take a look and see what this is. Lethe. Lethe is the largest moon of Mnemosyne. It's Mnemosyne. Lethe is the largest moon of Mnemosyne, massive enough to retain its own thin atmosphere of methane and nitrogen, and heated by the brown dwarf to relatively moderate temperatures. While nearly the size of Earth, its overall density is low, suggesting a paucity of valuable heavy metals. It is tidally locked to Mnemosyne, one hemisphere always bathed in the brown dwarf's heat and dim red light. The moon experiences constant weak tectonic activity driven by the tidal fluxes of Mnemosyne's gravity rather than Lethe's own internal heat. Several large ancient volcanoes release wide-ranging flows of molten silicate. Orbital distance 2,325,500 kilometers from Mnemosyne. Orbital period 16.4 Earth days. Radius 5,663 kilometers. Day length 16.4 Earth days. Atmospheric pressure 0.58 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature 31 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.59 G. It doesn't have the G, but 0.59 G is indeed rich. We'll do a little harvesting. Shadows of Life. Game prep for an RPG or something else. Also, if you're busy doing game prep, you don't have to answer that. I just thought I would ask. Also, like, yesterday the Ultima 5 stream went really well. My stream yesterday, we got set up for a potential run at the end of the game next week, and it's entirely possible I finish the game and have time left over. So next Saturday, I had been thinking, oh, I might, if we finish early, I might just pop in and do like some Star Trek Online or something else, because I kind of like to start the new games fresh at the start of a stream instead of like beginning the new game in the middle of the stream. But I also this morning just got a game key for a game whose name I will say out loud in a moment once I look it up and remember what it is. I just got a game key for Soundfall, because if you've been watching on Monday nights, I'm great at rhythm games, but it was a free game key and actually had no obligation to stream at all, and I was like, I'm not gonna say no. It looks like a fun game, despite being a rhythm game that I will be probably very bad at. But if I do end up with some extra time on Saturday, I may actually just stream a little bit of that, because it's it looks like a really fun game. Hoping to restart your D&D game. Cool. If you want to share about your D&D game, I would be interested in hearing. But again, you are not required to share information about your D&D game, especially if you're concerned that your players would learn something, and could potentially be here and would learn things they shouldn't know. But I'd be interested in hearing, like, is it like a standard module game, or is it your own world or stuff like that? Mnemosyne. Mnemosyne is a brown dwarf of approximately 37 Jupiter masses. It is young enough that some nuclear fusion still occurs within its depths. It is luminous and radiates more heat than it receives from the star Thorn, with an atmospheric temperature in excess of 1,800 degrees Kelvin, 1,500 degrees Celsius. Early probes of Thorn showed evidence of a minor gravitic anomaly in the northern hemisphere. This area of unexpectedly low mass did not move with the prevailing wind patterns. While an investigation was planned by the Bissarral Institute of Planetary Science, the school ultimately sent an expedition to study the famed deep anomalies of the gas giant Ploba instead. Orbital distance 0.81 AU, orbital period 0.8 Earth years, radius 72,541 kilometers, day length 18.7 Earth hours. Homebrew setting, and you know that your player isn't here. Oh, is it just is it a one-player game?
Probe launched.
Don't do a whole lot of complicated cooking meat that's going to go bad if you don't use it and live by yourself. Puddleglum, that I understand. I have previously in the past, when I lived by myself, optimistically bought meat, thinking, I'm going to cook, and I'm going to make healthy food, and I'm going to... Inevitably, that meat ends up in the freezer until it is so freezer burned that it is really not worth eating. Because I don't cook. When I lived alone and finally got tired of routinely eating pizza or tuna fish sandwiches, which are things that I am fairly capable of making for myself, my specialties are the store-bought frozen pizza, the tuna fish salad sandwich, and an egg sandwich where the egg is prepared similar to like a frittata. Like, you just beat the egg and cook it like it's a pancake and then flip it. And that is... It's like if you've had McDonald's breakfast sandwiches and you know they have the poached egg that goes on the McMuffin, and then they have like the folded egg that goes on other things. It's sort of like the folded egg in those sandwiches. Anyway, egg sandwiches, tuna fish sandwiches, and frozen meals are my my specialties. And when I finally got tired of always eating pizza, which let me tell you, it takes a long time for me to get tired of always eating pizza. I started having Hungry Man TV dinners, because they were something where it was sort of like a American style dinner, where it had the protein main dish, a side dish with some vegetables, and a dessert. And took no more effort than baking a frozen pizza. And so I started to have those on the regular. I'm not good at the food making. Slow cookers or crock pots are amazing. I bake, though. I bake. I don't cook. And savory dishes, food dishes, planning a menu, things like that, these do not work for me. And yet, when it comes to baking, I can precisely follow a recipe to create the concoction that will become the baked good. For some reason, I can do that. They are like different skills. It's cooking is supposed to be creative, and baking is very meticulous. You can be creative with baking, but you can also follow the recipe in order to make the chemical reaction come out the way that it is supposed to in the form of the completed baked good. Also, like, I'm familiar with a lot of techniques for baking, and I'm not familiar with a lot of the techniques called for cooking. There was a thing I shared on the Discord, and I'm going to look at it because, you know, it will help me to share it. We had a meal kit from the grocery store. Similar to like what you'd get from like a Blue Apron or something like that. Except these are from our grocery store. And it was literally just this tinfoil tray, and you do a little bit of prep work with the ingredients that they provided, put them in the tray, stick them in the oven, and it makes a meal. Which was like a white cheddar shrimp risotto. And so the update I shared in the Discord: I attempted to cook. It has left me frazzled, and I nearly ruined the dish twice. It's a meal kit tray bake thing from the store. Philip said it would be easy. At one point I was Googling how many turns of a pepper grinder was a pinch of pepper, because I knew a pinch was a specific measurement, and I didn't know we had a container of ground pepper I could stick a measuring spoon into. The instructions said to evenly distribute 2 teaspoons of olive oil on top of the tray contents. I drizzled, but complained that drizzling didn't satisfy the direction to evenly distribute. The only way I could think of to do that would be to use a mist sprayer and spray the olive oil on. There was also an instruction to grind some walnuts by hand. I told Philip I would not be doing that because I didn't want walnuts personally, and because it didn't seem that grinding by hand would be effective. I told him that if he wanted walnuts, I would grind them using a mortar and pestle. I had read by hand as put walnuts in the palm of your hand and you do this to grind them up. I did not understand that by hand meant grab a spoon and crush them with the spoon, or use a mortar and pestle. It was by hand was as opposed to using some sort of blender or grinding machine. But I did not know this. And then, of course, I almost didn't set the oven timer because I was trying to explain to Philip why all of the instructions were actually quite unclear. I did successfully make the dish, but it was not the most pleasurable of experiences for me. Yeah, so I did not realize that by hand was not assisted by electric power. I literally thought it meant to take the walnut pieces and put them in the palm of my hand and try to grind them by like rubbing my hands together or something. I did not understand. That didn't seem like it would be terribly effective. And there's all sorts of like recipe terminology that has very specific meaning. And I don't really know most of that specific terminology, so it takes me a while to cook things because either I misinterpret and do something wrong. I often miss directions and mess things up. And the other thing that happens is if I take the time to look up what a direction means, it just doubles or triples the amount of time it takes me to actually do the cooking. So I've been intimidated by cooking for a long time because I misinterpret directions or I miss directions. And I've always been worried about the cost of me messing up a recipe in both time and money. Because if I mess up a recipe, I either have to spend the time to redo the recipe, or either we have something completely inedible, or something that's edible and tastes really bad. And if it's something completely inedible, I've wasted food, I've wasted money, and I've wasted time. That's part of why it took me until lockdown to learn how to make my own pie crust, because I was so afraid of messing it up and wasting flour and time and money. Yeah, the the walnuts were a garnish. And I would have just left the walnuts out. I don't actually, I'm not like allergic to nuts or anything. I just don't really like them. So I tend to leave them out. I do not think walnuts belong in brownies or cookies. Anyway, I'm going to advance the game. I keep distracting myself, which is totally fine, and I enjoy the discussions, but I am going to pay a little bit of attention to the game here. Derelict Reaper. Orbiting Nemazni is a 2-kilometer-long ship with the unmistakable profile of a Reaper. It is giving off power signatures in localized areas, but they are far weaker than a ship this size would indicate. The Reaper seems to maintain a mass effect field that has kept it from falling into the failed star. But massive holes have been blasted and melted into parts of the hull and remain unprepared. The only logical conclusion is that the Reaper died, or was at least reduced to minimal functioning a long time ago. You invite the Bob Ross Cooking Meditation. There are very few unrecoverable errors in cooking. This is indeed what happens when we try to do main quest in the game Shadows of Life. We avoid it as much as possible and delay and delay. One of my early experiments with cooking was as a kid. I don't remember exactly how old I was. I'm probably old enough to know better. I want to say I was probably, I don't know, 11-ish. And I liked scrambled eggs. And I liked popcorn. I tried to combine the two by putting popcorn kernels in raw eggs and using the microwave to cook it. It was not a success. Ooh, who do I want to bring? That one is hard to recover from. It was indeed loud and messy, and it didn't taste good. And I learned that microwaved scrambled eggs are not as good as scrambled eggs. Oh, it was a very low-cost mistake because, oh my god, we had so much popcorn. So much popcorn. When I was in Boy Scouts, we sold popcorn. We also sold grapefruits and oranges and other citrus fruits and stuff like that, but Trails End popcorn that had the Indigenous person mascot on it and, so many issues. But I guess maybe it was Cub Scouts. I was in Cub Scouts when we sold the popcorn. And one year when my mom was one of our pack leaders, I literally went door to door all over the neighborhood and I sold 4,000 boxes. I sold enough popcorn that the number of boxes of tubs of popcorn kernels for me to deliver had to go into a storage room at the church where our pack met because it wouldn't fit in our house. So we had a lot of popcorn because I had done a lot of selling popcorn door to door. microwave scrambled eggs aren't terrible, but you can't just set it and forget it. You have to, yeah. And I did not know that at the time. That instinct is pretty good for creative uses of ramen noodles. Just need less microwave. I'm gonna bring Thane. Thane does shooty stuff, right? I actually haven't thought through who I bring and what their abilities are. Oh, I will stretch, and we should talk about my squad selection here. So Thane is an assassin. He does like sniper rifle-y stuff, and that's it, right? Tali does slicer stuff like digital hacking and shooty stuff. If I wanted to bring somebody with biotics, I should be bringing Jacob, right? When you're in high school, local youth orchestra, have my hydration here. Yeah. And I remember in high school, I think the marching band sold like these gigantic lollipops, and they were good too. A lot of the like kids sell it door to door stuff is good quality stuff. I have significant problems with having kids sell, and going door to door is not really safe and was not safe back then, but we did it anyway. Bring Tali for plot reasons. Samara, oh, you're right. Samara does have biotics as well. See, I like bringing Thane because I like looking at Thane. But Kasumi, I kind of like Kasumi. But if you say I should bring Tali for plot reasons, I will bring Tali. All right, we'll leave the eye candy behind this time. Thank you, Portico. Put that wonderful sword to use. We're gonna leave the eye candy behind, and I'm gonna bring. It's just gonna be girls' night. It's gonna be girls' night with Shepard, Tali, and Kasumi. Because clearly girls' night. Look at my Paragon and Renegade. Like Paragon is like full up. Renegade, I've got two plus bars. Kasumi, oh, you can get second level of flashbang. Sure. Tali, I can't spend on anything because I only have 1 point. So I think we're good there. I've got the scimitar, assault shotgun. I've got the Viper sniper rifle. That is the right sniper rifle, right? Rapid fire military. That's the one I like. we just got a new one and I tried it. And I much prefer this one. I think this is my favorite weapon in the entire game. It has to fight with the singularity projector, but I think the rapid fire sniper rifle is my favorite. The Locust is fine. I don't really use it. The Carnifex, I do like the Carnifex. Is the Phalanx better than the Carnifex? Highly accurate and lethal. Effective against armor. Weak against shields and biotic barriers. It upgrades the Predator. Versus highly accurate and lethal. Well, that's the same. Effective against armor. So the first description, the descriptor is identical for both of these. So what is the difference between them? Because they don't give you stats on the guns. So all I have is the descriptors, and there doesn't seem to be any difference between the Carnifex and the Phalanx. Integral laser sight, which is highly visible even in bright lighting conditions. Maybe that's the difference? I don't know. We'll try it. I don't know. Alright. I don't really use the shotguns very much. Let me look and see if I should upgrade. This one upgrades the katana. Lieberschaft 2180 shotgun, or Eviscerator, is of human civilian design, unique ammunition generator. Improves armor piercing capabilities. Tight grouping is nice. Also violates several intergalactic weapons treaties, so the M22 is not distributed to militaries. Or we have the plasma shotgun, which fires... I tried using the Geth plasma shotgun, and it was just weird to use. So I'll try the Eviscerator. And submachine gun, let's see our options here. We're currently set for the Locust. And we've been fine with that, and it's the newest one, so we'll go with that. Tali, we can give you rapid fire shotgun. I think we'll stick with that. I don't know, we'll give you the Phalanx too. Why not? Kasumi. Locust. And Phalanx. Those are what she started with, and they seem fine. So, okay, we'll go. Sorry. I've just been avoiding main quest as much as possible.
What's with all the chop, Joker?
Doing my best. The wind's gusting to 500 kph. There's a second ship alongside the Reaper. It's not transmitting any IFF, but the radar paints its silhouette as Geth.
I guess we know why the science team stopped reporting in. What just happened?
The Reaper's mass effect fields are still active. We just passed inside their envelope.
Okay.
Eye of the hurricane, huh?
Well, here we are. Are we ready? Let's just prep our hand cannon here. Everything that needs to be in the crockpot is in the crockpot. Woo! No more additions until you add rice in a few hours. We actually bought a rice cooker. I bought it for Philip as a present a few years ago, and it's amazing. It's a Zojirushi, and it does a really good job. Honestly, some of the best rice that I've ever had coming out of this rice cooker, where it's the same, we're buying the same rice. It's just that when it's made by the rice cooker, it's somehow does a better job of it than we did on our own.
That's not good.
I mean, there's a body here to welcome us, Tali. I mean, I'm not saying that that is good, but there's not no one here to welcome us. Ooh, a wall safe. Before I open the safe, I'm looking for people who are going to shoot me because I got killed doing this once. Yeah, if you have the counter real estate for it. And the Zojirushi one that I have, I actually asked because one of my GMs whose house we played D&D at before lockdown, they had a rice cooker because we would usually have like a meal at the start of our game. And I asked which one it was because it made such good rice. And so, yeah, the brand name was Zojirushi, but I don't remember the model number at the moment. All right, let's start this bypass here. I do like these mini games better than the ones in Mass Effect 1. And that there's some variety. I did not like the Frogger mini game. Work log. Let me open this wall safe before I listen to the log. Save, just because it's start of a new major area. I did a quick save right before I came in, but I will do an actual save in just a second. Thank you for the encouragement to actually save the game, so that I do not lose progress. So many credits. Save game. Whoops. All right.
The airlock has been installed at the far end of the hold section. We have begun pressurization for shirt sleeves work. The crew is edgy.
Mm-hmm.
I reassure them it is.
They should be edgy.
Superstitious reaction to what this hulk represents. The corpse of a vast ancient life.
It's not a corpse. It's just in low power mode.
Deny the atmosphere. The angles of the wall seem to press down on you. I find myself clenching my teeth.
Well, maybe you need a mouth guard. Codex updated. Reapers. Indoctrination. Maybe we should look at the codex entry before we go further in.
In the living
Hang on.
Reaper indoctrination is an insidious means of corrupting organic minds, reprogramming the brain through physical and psychological conditioning, using electromagnetic fields, infrasonic and ultrasonic noise, and other subliminal methods. The Reaper's resulting control over the limbic system leaves the victim highly susceptible to its suggestions. Organics undergoing indoctrination may complain of headaches and buzzing or ringing in their ears. As time passes, they have feelings of being watched and hallucinations of ghostly presences. Ultimately, the Reaper gains the ability to use the victim's body to amplify its signals, manifesting as alien voices in the mind. Indoctrination can create perfect deep cover agents. A Reaper's suggestions can manipulate victims into betraying friends, trusting enemies, or viewing the Reaper itself with superstitious awe. Should a Reaper subvert a well-placed political or military leader, the resulting chaos can bring down nations. Long-term physical effects of the manipulation are unsustainable. Higher mental functioning decays, ultimately leaving the victim a gibbering animal. Rapid indoctrination is possible, but causes this decay in days or weeks. Slow, patient indoctrination allows the thrall to last for months or years.
The description of the indoctrination process here brought to mind a couple of things. One, when the Romulans tried to, or did, indoctrinate Geordi LaForge. And two, the real world incidents of American spies who were being subjected to ultrasonic sounds causing some unexplained illnesses. We still don't know everything that went on with that one, but I don't know, that description made me think of those two incidents. You went with the Wrath of Khan earworm thingies. Oh yeah, those happened too. But I think my brain went to the Romulans and Geordi LaForge because of the description of using sound waves and different sorts of electric frequencies to do it. And his indoctrination was done using his visor. So I think that's why my brain went there. Freaking door opened. I was about to shoot the door. Gotta love it when they give you 2 med stations. Yes, the Ceti Alpha 6 worms.
We finished cataloging specimens A203 to B016. No evidence of active nanotechnology noted. Dr. Chandana believes they would have decayed over the last 37
The nope bugs. Oh, cilantro is an essential ingredient as long as your taste buds do not perceive it as soap.
Normandy to shore party.
What just happened?
The Reaper put up kinetic barriers. I don't think we can get through from our side.
As curious as I am about the Reapers, I'd rather not be trapped inside one.
Oh, I must adjust my mental framework for this character. I have been playing a character in Star Wars The Old Republic who is consistently going dark side, and my brain was like, just blast us out. But this character is not really that character. Maybe we can shut them off? What else can we try?
We'll have to take down the barrier generators from in here. Any idea where they are?
At the moment of activation, I detected a heat spike in what is likely the Rex Mass Effect core, sending the coordinates now. Be advised, this core is also maintaining the Reaper's altitude.
So when we take the barriers down to escape, the wreck falls into the planet core.
And that means everyone dies. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, it's not a companion quest. So, not Reaper all the way. I don't care about the ship. We don't need this ship. Tim wants us to get this ship. Yay, cilantro! I enjoy cilantro. My husband has the gene that makes him perceive cilantro as soap. So oftentimes my cilantro is added as a garnish at the end, because it can't be just put in the dish. I have confidence. Joker will get us out.
If any helmsman can pull us off this thing before it reaches crush depth, it's you. We'll make a sweep for survivors and recover what data we can. Stand by.
I have confidence in Joker. I have confidence he'll come through. I have confidence he'll save us from our deaths. Besides which, you see, I have confidence in he. I don't know. Destroy the generators deep inside the Reaper to take down the barriers. Okay. I'm probably saving a little too much, but it's okay. So many dead bodies.
I've never seen anything like this. Why would Geth do this?
Work log? Ah. So far, we haven't had anything to attack in this ship.
You're married? You never mentioned that.
Katie had anger management issues. When my brother got married, the best man tried to hit on her. She kicked him down the church steps.
What? Katie's my wife. I must have told you this story.
No, I know my wife. I remember that day was the only time I saw her wear stockings.
Yeah, the kind with seams up the back. That's what I remember too.
Oh, wow.
What the hell is this? How can we remember the same thing?
The Reaper doing a job on their minds. Did I get that right?
Yeah, I'd say you did, Kasumi. I know this is the wrong way. Had to come and look. Thank you, environment artists, for making a very creepy looking environment. Although I do want to know what are all these, like, what are all these? That seems like a lot. Are they really all necessary? Oh no! No allergies, no. I've definitely had, sinusy allergy things. I assume we're gonna be fighting something very soon, because explosive crate.
Hostile spotted.
Right on cue.
There are high-pressure tanks.
Oh. Apparently some of them explode. Okay, so this one does give me a laser sight. That's the difference between the Phalanx and the Carnifex. It's the Reaper's internet, a series of tubes. I usually...
The tech to make husks came from Sovereign, not the Geth?
Geth origin never made sense to me. This confirms it's from the Reapers.
I always worry about having explosive environment bits because I'm most likely to have them blow up me rather than the enemy. I love that I keep shooting the legs out from under them.
Going silent.
Ouch. Try shooting the bad guys. I didn't shoot you. He blew up. Rude. Oi! No! Unacceptable. Go away. You are not welcome here. Take your groany weirdness away.
Third day with this headache. You'd think Chandana would have let me have a few hours off. God damn! What? That thing, that just gray thing, it disappeared when I looked straight at it. It came out of the damn wall, where we took off that panel.
I didn't see anything. You should lie down.
I'm telling you, the ship isn't dead. It knows we're inside it.
I mean, that was clear before we came on board.
Headache.
The ship is not dead. That was clear before we came on board. Alright, so the Phalanx is okay. I like the Phalanx. I still prefer my sniper rifle. My rapid shot sniper rifle. Alright, where are they at? Look out where?
I don't know who fired those shots, but I'm saving a dance for him.
Good on you, Kasumi. Cerberus rifle. Okay, now they're giving us heavy ammo. Yay.
We can use this.
All right. I keep shooting legs off the mechs. Ships. The Loki mechs. I don't think I ever shot the legs off of mechs in this game. Definitely did in BattleTech. Try it. I see it. I see it.
Going down. Can't do it.
I was trying to blow up that box, but it doesn't want to blow. It's so creepy. You shoot their legs out and they just sit there on the ground on their midsections. All right. It is definitely my favorite. What if I try the shotgun in this circumstance? It might actually be useful. Oh, hi there. Oh, hello. What the fuck are you? I think I'm gonna say no to the frickin' shotgun. Not a fan. Don't like. No. Submachine gun, here we go. Submachine gun, here we go. Nope, nope, nope. Don't go chasing new weaponry. Just stick to the guns that you're used to. It doesn't really work. Sorry. Trying not to die. Not super great at coming up with new lyrics while trying not to die. Go away! Ouch! Run! Run! This mission is not a shotgun mission. You are indeed correct. But having not really used the shotgun before in the game, I did not know that until I tried. And thankfully I did not die from my experimentation. Okay, quick save.
Chandana said the ship was dead. We trusted him. He was right. But even a dead god can dream. A god, a real god, is a verb. Not some old man with magic powers. It's a force. It warps reality just by being there. It doesn't have to want to. It doesn't have to think about it. It just does. That's what Chandana didn't get. Not until it was too late. The god's mind is gone. But it still dreams. He knows now. He's tuned in on our dream. If I close my eyes, I can feel him. I can feel every one of us.
Honestly, that is a very interesting philosophical statement. A god, a true god, is a verb. It's a force that just happens on its own. That was a very interesting philosophy there. You think you tried this mission with only a shotgun? It wasn't fun? That is not dead, which can eternal lie, and with strange eons even death may die. That sounds as though it is some poetry. I am unfamiliar with it. If you care to share where it's from, I would be interested. Hack terminal, medkit. I guess.
We've seen these before, Shepard. Dragon's teeth, your people call them.
Oh, wow.
I've used them on the Eden Prime.
I do remember these.
See how the room is arranged? They treated this thing like some kind of altar.
That doesn't seem right. No one in their right mind would want this.
You heard the logs. They were seeing things, hearing things. They were being indoctrinated.
Did I miss a thing? I think I might have missed a thing. Unfortunate that the author... Oh, it was Lovecraft?
We can't help these people now, but we won't let the machines use their corpses like this.
Oh, I can still hack the terminal. Oh, it's this one. Boom. Large white code block. Yeah, there. And then we've got orange with a tiny white and a blue. There.
This is valuable.
Ooh, heavy skin weave, yes. Alright. Apparently I go this way? We watched that. Where, isn't this where I just came from? Is it over here? Start bypass. circle, circle, dot, dot, dot. Every time I see that little C with the thing underneath it, my brain says circle, circle, dot, dot, dot. Which is just going back to the original movie Hairspray. Remember, safety is everyone's concern. We've gone 5 days without a workplace death. Oh my. When it's not workplace injury, it is workplace death. That's the problem. Hello, Gath. New friend? Shepard Commander. Am I supposed to know
Has anyone heard a
that
Geth
character?
before?
Or is this...
Seriously creepy.
It shouldn't be able to talk. A single Geth has no more intelligence than a Varen.
This is the first introduction of that character, correct? I have not previously encountered them, right? I mean, if I have...
Incoming.
If there's somebody I should remember, please do, remind me. But I have a feeling that this is a first. Redacted? Okay. Legion is new. Okay. This is why you said to take Tali. Gotcha. Definitely do not tell me if it is, like, they are a character I met previously who has been altered in some way. I don't want to know that. I understand that that is potentially a thing that could happen in this game, but Legion, as they are currently, I have not previously encountered, which that was what I wanted to know. Apparently I've already accessed that terminal? No! Oh, I had not! That's sneaky! How was I supposed to get that? I wonder if maybe I was supposed to get that later. Anyway, whatever.
Hostile spotted.
Hostile spotted where? Oh, hello. Hello, goodbye, hello, goodbye.
Go get him, Shazika. Good girl.
Ouch. Get out of my face, you things. Zombie data droid things. Alright. Rapid fire sniper rifle. So much faster than even the frickin'... Ah! Go away! Stupid things. Oh, that was Kasumi. I didn't mean to. Oh gosh! No. Oi! What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? You don't get to hurt my friend! Well, that could have gone better, but I lived. Definitely right. Oh, look at this. Look at this. They have stairs, and they have a ramp that is in no way an accessibility ramp. This ramp is not designed for wheelchair use. That grade is much too steep. I love this game so much.
Incoming.
Where? Where are they? Okay, my aim is really off right now. You know what? I got 5 shots with this thing.
Loki! Get there.
Black hole gun, won't you come and destroy the enemies? Black hole gun. Get swarmed? Shoot a black hole at them. A black hole that I'm somehow mysteriously immune to. I think it's because I have plot armor. Did you know what? Do you know what breaks plot armor? You probably do if you were watching Sam's stream yesterday, because I believe it was on Sam's stream where it was brought up, and it was absolutely wonderful. Might not have been Sam's stream. I think it was. The only thing that breaks plot armor is cannon.
Eyes up front.
Loki!
And that is not original to me, but I have no qualms about stealing it. And I'm dead. That did not work out so great for me. But you know, it's fine. I'm just not really, I don't know what my strategy really is for dealing with being swarmed. I usually like to stay back. I'm going to attempt to stay back
they come.
and not be swarmed. Oi. Go away. I said away. Away with you. Oi. Freaking headshot didn't get it. Yeah, I'm trying to remember about the biotics. I like having the biotics. What are all of my biotics? So charge, I don't really like charge. I do like the shockwave. I use that one a lot. Right, what do I have here? Shockwave. That's, I use that. Oh, I could actually be using the different bullets. Reeve. What does Reeve do? Damages target's nervous or synthetic systems to prevent healing. Restores health and gives a temporary health boost when the power is used against organics. Double damage to armor and barriers. I should probably have this in my thing here. What is this one? Pull. Levitates enemies while they drift toward you. But yeah, that's good. I don't really like charge. Charge, not as helpful as one would think. At least for my playstyle. Alright. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Right. This way. Grab the med kit. We are gonna have... Oh, look at that. I should use that.
Get ready.
Yep, I am getting ready. I am backing up to here.
Going dark.
Oh, so much better. Oh, hi. How about you die? I would love to take cover. I mean, charge would be useful. I can see a use for it. But, also... No, that was the second death. Portico? That wasn't 3, that was 2. I swear it was only 2. I've only died twice. Alright, I mean, you may be temporarily displaced and just seeing my future, because there is every chance that I will be dying again. Nope. Hello, Black Hole Gun. Black Hole Gun, won't you come and kill my enemies? Run.
Nothing's faster than... Take up on pause.
Loki! Can't do that right now.
Alright. Big guy is still around? Big guy is indeed still around. Where did you go, big guy? Oh, you're down there. Oh, have I had some lag from internet issues? Unsurprising. Oh, look! That is very much like the baddies in Inquisition. Dragon Age Inquisition. The corrupted knight. The Abominations. It looks like the Abominations from Dragon Age. That... Hello.
Now what's this?
I will take that Cerberus shotgun. And those power cells, and... very much like an Abomination from Dragon Age. Okay. Well, we got through that, and somehow we must have picked up more heavy ammo, because I still have 5 shots with the Black Hole Gun. Look at all the ammo they're giving. That is scary. When they give that much ammo. And health packs and things like that, it's like, oh, and look, it auto-saved.
Ahead of us.
Oh, 2 Abominations. Yay. Just what I wanted. Would you get off of me, you mangy little nerf herder? Nope. Take cover! Shit! Run, Rudolph! Yikes! boy. There's still one more. Fire ammo. I have Oh, no, I do have fire ammo. I didn't even think to enable the special ammunition. That was a lot of retreating on my part. Is the other one gone? Oh. Either Tali or Kasumi must have taken out the other of the scions. Thank you, girls. Oh boy.
Spotted.
Yep. I like your spot here, Tali. I'm just gonna, you know, take it from you, because the game ends if I die. Run. Okay, you need to learn to run faster. For serious.
Now you see me.
Ouch. Run. Take cover. Reload. Oh boy.
Cloaking.
What gun is that? Oh, that's my submachine gun? Okay. Sure.
Get ready to fight.
Now you see me.
Go for the optics. Go for the optics.
Honestly, why wasn't I using the submachine gun before? Y'all can stop coming up over the walls now.
Destroying the Mass Effect core should be simple enough.
Then we run like hell before the ship face plants into the planet.
Face plants into the planet. Oh, Kasumi, yes, that would be good. I didn't mean to waste that ammo. That was a mistake. Quick save. They were right on the, you know, the autosave and the, like, you might need to save here. They timed the autosave to a good spot. Hi, Adventures of Tony. Welcome in. It is good to see you. How is your Sunday? Oh dear, let me stretch. Let me adjust my posture into a more gooder position. I don't know, whatever. I will also hydrate and indeed this has been stressful. I'm going to do the hat trick for you here. You lose the game sound because I switched screens, and the way I have it set up, it automatically muted the game sound, but it's okay. We're gonna swap the hats, and you know, for my first hat swap today, because it is Mass Effect Sunday, you all get the SR2 cap. So there is your hat trick, Tony. Thank you so much. Your Sunday is just starting. You just finished breakfast and now trying to mentally prepare yourself to catch up on work. Well, hopefully hanging out here will help a little bit. And because we are at a break in the combat and you told me to do self-care, I am actually going to take a quick break and a bio break, and I will be back in just a couple of minutes. But yeah, I hope that hanging out here will help. I'm not running away because of you, but you did remind me, and I do need a bio break, so I am going to take a bio break. I will run an ad to hopefully stop pre-rolls for anybody showing up, and stop automatic ads for anybody who's not a subscriber, at least for a period of time. So, you know, if you're not a subscriber, you'll probably see an ad, but it should at least happen while I'm not here, rather than potentially happening in the middle of a gameplay moment. It only will stop the automated ones for a short period of time, but you know, I'm doing the best I can. So I will be right back. Okay. I am back. Thank you all for, you know, sticking around if you're still here. And if you're not, thank you for having viewed in the first place. So I'm just going to open this other drink and pour it into the cup, and then we will hop back into the game. This whole section started off as, like, creepy atmospheric, and then it became a lot of shooting, which, you know, it's a Mass Effect game, so a lot of shooting is sort of, you know, expected, but definitely a bit more stressful than some of the side quests have been. We've been doing so much side quest, I sort of forgot, like, the stakes of the main quest. But, okay. let us jump back into the game now. And I hope that you all were able to take a lovely break of your own. All right. I feel certain that we did a quick save, but I'm doing one again because, you know, might as well. We're about to go through a door. What's on the other side? Okay, we've got those match. And security disabled, access granted. The goal of the quest right here. Take the Reaper IFF.
This must be the IFF.
You did recover it, but where are they now?
I imagine they are now not on our side. That, and then those, and then these will match, and hashtag run! Well, there is Jeff. Sorry, anytime the what's on the other side phrase happens for me, it makes me go to the Gateways series of novels from the Star Trek novels, where there were 6 novels all set in various of the Star Trek properties. So original series, Challenger, which was a novels only limited series, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, New Frontier, TOS, Challenger, Next Gen, DS9, Voyager, and New Frontier. And they all, the books all got published. The first 6 books were all published with a cliffhanger at the end. They all end with the captain or main character stepping through an Iconian gateway. And book 7 is What Lay Beyond, and is the end of all of the stories. They were not written by Eric Campbell. They were written by different people. But so in Star Trek Online, there is a moment in Star Trek Online. There's a quest in Star Trek Online dealing with Iconian gateways, and the quest is What Lay Beyond. And it has to be a reference to the books. It absolutely has to be a reference to the Gateways books. And I love it every time it pops up, because I love those books. All right. Let's see what lays beyond here.
We've got company.
Seriously?
Gotcha.
Why am I having trouble hitting these things? One of my favorite musicals is based on a book that ends in a cliffhanger. You frackers! Get off of my body! One of my favorite musicals is The Mystery of Edwin Drood, based on a Charles Dickens book that was never finished. An unfinished Charles Dickens book. And it is a great musical because they let the audience decide what the ending is. And the cast has to learn all variations of the ending. The audience gets to decide who was the murderer and who was the secret, like, unknown investigator person. Like, there's essentially a Sherlock Holmes type character who, their identity is not immediately known, and so the cast gets, or the audience gets to vote on who was the murderer, who was the investigator, and who were the lovers. And there are some truly interesting endings to that. One of the best and most hilarious is when the brother and sister are chosen as the lovers, which is possible because they are both candidates to be the lovers, and if the audience votes it, they have an absolutely hilarious song, that duet between them as the lovers, where they sing the duet, but they're also like ridiculing the audience the entire time. They sing their song as the lovers, but the characters in the story, there are like two layers of character. There's the actors playing the actors who are playing characters, and so I don't know. It's a great song, and it does not get picked very often. I do not know how to get out of this room. I don't like the buzzy noise. Oh, am I supposed to shoot it? Okay. This was not clear to me that I needed to kill this thing.
Got trouble.
Yes. You don't like that I'm not aiming and I'm just shooting. I get it. Thanks, game. Ridicule me. Just make fun of my gameplay style. My panicked, oh my god, there's so many of them style. So many bullets to the knee!
Have you been thinking?
No, I have not, and I'm not trying to shoot you. You're just standing in the way. And you live in a video game where friendly fire's not a thing. So I'm gonna shoot you all I want. So, anyway, if you do ever get the chance to see any sort of production of The Mystery of Edwin Drood, I would recommend it. It is a absolutely fun musical. Was revived a few years back, like I don't know, 2015-ish, 2016 possibly. On Broadway, but also just like colleges do it a lot. It's very creative. It takes a lot of so there I've seen it where there's one it very much guides you to one choice for the investigator. And so almost always the same actor gets picked as the investigator every time. And it can be quite interesting to see what happens when the audience picks somebody else and they're not necessarily ready to sing their investigator song. I'm prepared for many bad guys.
That geth has to be worth something to someone.
Leave it there. You know what they are. If it gets into Normandy's computers.
You said it yourself. No one's ever found one intact.
That's true, but I'm not sure it's worth the risk, Shepard.
There's no time to debate it, Tally. Come on.
Alright, I think we have just saved this Geth.
Open the port side airlock.
And of course, Joker comes through for us because Joker is absolutely amazing. Joker is the best and absolutely would have been one of our choices as potential romance partner if you could romance Joker. As far as I am aware, you cannot romance Joker. Mission complete. Level up. Experience gained 1,000. Level earned 30. Squad points gained 1. Mission summary. Still Kaidan. Yeah, I mean, Kaidan. I like Kaidan. I miss Kaidan. Kaidan's not in this game, except to be mean to us and yell at us for having been resurrected by Cerberus, and now we're working with Cerberus. You thought I might have to run back through... Oh, yeah. Oh, I wouldn't put it past it, but... Reaper IFF successfully retrieved. Loss of Cerberus team on the Reaper vessel, unfortunate, but unsurprising. We'll use team's health records for comparisons against Husks encountered on Reaper for possible insight into indoctrination and Husk conversion process. We got heavy skin weave. Shepard gets plus 60% health. Yes, please. Shotgun damage. Upgrade on the shotgun. I don't use the shotgun very much, so... You know, I'll still buy it, or do the upgrade. Scram Pulsar. Weapon upgrade. Increases damage by plus 30%. Improves sniper rifles. Yes, please. The game did not pull a Super Metroid on this mission. Got 50,000 credits and 2,000 platinum. And we advanced main plot, which means we should potentially have additional side quests.
Salvage we recovered. For now, we've stored it in EDI's AI core. We need better equipment to fight the Reapers. An intact Geth would be invaluable to Cerberus's cyber weapons division.
We'll have to disagree on that, ma'am. I saw enough of these things on Eden Prime. Space it.
Cerberus has a long-standing cash bounty for an intact Geth. I assure you, the reward is significant.
I don't think we should give it to Cerberus. It is wearing N7 armor. Let's ask about that.
I want to know why it has a piece of N7 armor strapped to its chest.
Battle trophy, maybe? Would a machine care about that?
No. Trophies imply emotions that AIs don't have. I doubt it's more than a convenient field repair.
I've killed hundreds of these things, but I've never had a chance to talk to one. This one tried to communicate with us. Hell, it probably saved our lives. Why?
Reactivating the Geth is a risk. If you do so, it should be for humanity's best interests, and not your curiosity.
I still think our best interests involve an airlock.
I want to talk to it. I do not want to give it to Cerberus. I don't trust evil President Bartlett.
I'm not deciding one way or the other until I know what we've got here. I want to start it up. Interrogate it.
If we activate it, there is no guarantee we can deactivate it again.
Bullets can.
That's not what I...
Thank you, both of you, for your recommendations. I've made my decision.
Tally's gonna freak when she hears about this.
I mean, yeah, she is.
So what about this Reaper IFF?
I don't remember what
I have
IFF
determined
means.
how to integrate it with our systems. However, the device is Reaper technology. Linking it with the Normandy systems poses certain risks.
Yeah, let's be as careful as possible.
I trust you, EDI. I know you won't let anything happen.
I don't trust EDI.
Understood, Shepard. It may take several hours before the IFF is ready for shakedown. I will alert you as soon as it is ready.
Sounds good. Until then, it's business as usual. Crew dismissed.
Lets you know if other vessels are on your side or not. Oh, interrogate friend or foe. Oh, thank you. I thought you were joking, and then your second comment, you actually were not joking. You were and of course you would know. Thank you, Tony. EDI is great. I mistrust EDI. Just like in Andromeda, I never really fully trusted Sam. For reasons, but... Alright, so Stop the Collectors has been updated. The Collector ship yielded two key pieces of information. First, the Collectors are actually the ancient Protheans, indoctrinated and mutated into servants of the Reapers. Second, the Omega-4 relay leads to the Galactic Core. The intense gravitational fields of the Galactic Core make any jump through the Omega-4 relay a death sentence, unless a Reaper identify friend or foe device can be found to give the Normandy a chance to navigate the fields safely. So that is why we needed it. If you view the IFF wiki page, you'll see someone you used to work with when you were in the military. Cool. So our current step is await IFF installation, complete recruitment and N7 missions while the Normandy crew installs the Reaper IFF. So there we go. You know what we do get? We don't have any currently new side quests unlocked, but we completed some main quest, which means there should be new dialogue options with basically all of our people. We're going to do upgrades, we're going to feed our fish, and then we're going to talk to people. Let us research the new shotgun damage. Let us research the new sniper rifle damage upgrade. I think that's all I have to... Oh, sniper headshot damage. Yes, please. Right. Heavy skin weave 6 of 6. And that would let us switch out what our crew power is right now, but I like the one that we have. And that just lets you completely retrain all of your abilities. Because our current crew power... I don't remember what it is. I think it's like biotic enhanced bullets or something. Bullet teleportation, something along those lines. Before we talk to people, let's feed our fish so I don't forget. Because fish. And
IFF is nearly installed, Shepard. However, I must test its impact on the Normandy systems. I suggest you take the shuttle to access your next location.
In a moment. I have people to talk to and fish to feed. Must keep fish alive. Fish, most important. Hello, fish. Have food, fish. I will not let you die this time. Not like the last fish. No, never mind. What? No, you didn't hear me just say something about prior fish inhabitants of that tank. Nope, you're the first fish I've ever had. Hello, Space Hamster. Hi, come out and say hi, Space Hamster. So that I don't have to talk to the fish anymore about how they're the first occupants of those fish tanks. All right, let's see what new dialogue options we have from our last fish, from our crew.
The IFF is nearly installed, Shepard. However, I must test its impact.
Yeah, you said that, EDI.
Systems. I suggest you take the shuttle to access your next location.
We have a Geth down in the AI core. Makes me a little uneasy. I hope you don't activate him, but you would know best.
We don't talk about the last fish. No, no, no.
Do you have a moment to talk?
I always have time for you, Commander.
Will you feed my fish?
I better go.
Okay. Maybe we'll talk later.
Go! That
How
seemed
may I help
so
you, Commander?
dejected.
Is there anything I should know?
You have unread messages at your private terminal. Anything else, Commander?
Feed my fish.
That'll be all.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Okay. Let's read the messages at my private terminal. Encrypted transmission. From Elusive Man. Shepard. I'm pleased that you were able to recover the Reaper IFF, and I've sent EDI all the necessary protocols to get it integrated successfully into the Normandy's systems. With luck, this will give us the ability to get through the Omega-4 relay and take the fight to the Collectors on our own terms. I've been notified that the intact Geth and your decision to about the intact Geth and your decision to keep it. If you believe that it can be trusted, then go ahead and activate it. Just make sure that EDI is adequately protected against any hacking attempts. It's not necessarily the decision I would have made, Shepard, but this is your call. You've already cast a wide net in your recruiting efforts, and if the Geth are willing to fight the Collectors, then we can use them on the team. I trust you to get the job done, whatever it takes. I don't give a fuck what you want. I'm gonna do what I want, regardless of whether I have your support, because I don't trust you, Tim.
Commander.
I assume everything is going well up here?
Good for now. Fractured my thumb on the mute, but I think I made my point.
You break your thumb a lot. I'm sad. I want new dialogue with Joker. I want new Joker dialogue. I advanced main plot. Where's my new dialogue options? I'm sure I'll have something from Tali. Maybe the doctor? Dr. Shockless, maybe? We'll see. Hello, Morden.
Shepard, how can I help?
Is the lab working well for you?
Quite satisfactory. Found a few surveillance bugs. Destroyed most of them. Returned expensive one to Miranda. Nothing unexpected. Just need more samples. More collector data, tissue samples, anything you can get, I can use. Find new tech.
Yes, yes, yes.
Are there any medical concerns I should be aware of on the team?
Cerberus personnel in excellent condition. No squad concerns to report. Always some matters, but nothing affecting immediate mission.
Have you got a minute to talk?
Yes, good timing in fact. Excellent. Made breakthrough.
Ooh, breakthrough.
Can share results while next samples grow. Hate waiting for culture analysis. Never fast enough. Usually no result in advance. Just checking work. Have to be careful. Getting off track. Discovery. Based on Prothean collector connection, can examine technology, chart Reaper species modification, fall of Protheans.
Okay, yes. Tell me more, tell me more.
Tell me what happened.
Early stages similar to indoctrination. Can guess captured Protheans lost intelligence over several cloned generations. Cybernetic augmentation widespread afterward. As Protheans failed, Reapers added tech to compensate. Mental capacity almost gone, replaced by overworked sensory input transfers. Transmitting data to masters.
I like this option. Can they be saved?
Is there anything we can do to help them?
No. No glands replaced by tech. No digestive system replaced by tech. No soul replaced by tech. Whatever they were, gone forever. Understand now? No art, no culture, closer to husks than slaves. Tools for Reapers. Protheans dead. Collectors just final insult. Must be destroyed.
Oh dear.
I didn't think you needed any more motivation than you already had to stop the Collectors.
Enjoyed challenge. Saw necessity of attack on Collectors after Plague on Omega. Their work, my people. Hard to care about two armies. One wins, one loses. Always work to do after. Now, have more context. See what Collectors are. Wasn't looking for other work before. Don't mean to imply that. Just committed now. Won't let you down.
I'm sad we can't save any of the collectors. That would have been nice. I would have very much liked to have saved them.
You said the collectors had no art. I had no idea you cared about that kind of thing.
Personal interest
Why
negligible.
wouldn't
Sang
he-
a little. Multi-species productions for cultural exploration. Gilbert and Sullivan
What?
always had me do the patter songs. But not about me. Cultural artistic expression reflects philosophical evolution, interest in growth, perspective, observation, interpretation. Suspect you won't see any art in collector base. Culturally dead. Tools for reapers. Worse than the Geth.
No, go back.
I'm sorry. I know that was important, but you performed Gilbert and Sullivan?
I am the very model of a scientist Solarian. I've studied species Turian, Asari, and Batarian. I'm quite good at genetics as a subset of biology because I am an expert, which I know as a tautology. My xenoscience studies range from urban to agrarian. I am the very model of a scientist Solarian.
I knew it was in the game. That is like not a complete shock because that was one of the things that I had been spoiled on for the game. But I had never actually seen it. It's so good. I have to watch it again. Can I watch it again? Please do it again.
I'm sorry. I know that was important. but you performed Gilbert and Sullivan?
I am the very model of a scientist Solarian. I've studied species Turian, Asari, and Batarian. I'm quite good at genetics as a subset of biology because I am an expert, which I know as a tautology. My xenoscience studies range from urban to agrarian. I am the very model of a scientist Solarian.
I also just love the scenic direction of ending it with that overhead shot. Like, it's so great. This is amazing. Yes, we've been writing one, sort of. We haven't. We just keep talking about songs to stick in, but yes, again.
I know that was important, but you performed Gilbert and Sullivan?
I am the very model of a scientist Solarian.
This is great.
I've studied species Turian, Asari, and Batarian. I'm quite good at genetics as a subset of biology because I am an expert, which I know as a tautology. My xenoscience studies range from urban to agrarian. I am the very model of a scientist Solarian.
It is better than I ever could have imagined it would be. I just the little clearing his throat at the end. Who is the voice actor for Morden? Because I'm assuming that they had Morden's voice actor actually do the singing, and they do an excellent job.
I'm sorry. I know that was important, but you performed Gilbert and Sullivan?
I am the very model of a scientist Solarian. I've studied species Turian, Asari, and Batarian. I'm quite good at genetics as a subset of biology because I am an expert, which I know as a tautology. My xenoscience studies range from urban to agrarian. I am the very model of a scientist Solarian.
I love it so much. It took us a year to get here. It's been a year since Legendary Edition came out and I started playing these. It took us a year to get to Scientist Solarian. This is so good. Oh, thank you for clipping it. Michael Beatty. Just excellent. It's been a long road getting from there to here. I'm gonna choose the new option, but if Wait You Sang is still here, when we return to this, we will watch again.
What is it about the collector's modifications that bothers you so much?
Disrupts socio-technological balance. All scientific advancement due to intelligence overcoming, compensating for limitations. Can't carry a load, so invent wheel. Can't catch food, so invent spear. Limitations. No limitations, no advancement. No advancement, culture stagnates. Works other way, too. Advancement before culture is ready. disastrous. Saw it with Krogan. Uplifted by Solarians. Disastrous. Our fault.
You blame the
I am going to find my
Solarians
way
for
back
what
to
Krogan
it
did?
before we
Like giving
leave this
nuclear weapons
conversation.
to cavemen. Krogan unprepared for spaceflight, technological advance. Krogan could have evolved alone, worked out aggression, been ready to use new tech responsibly. Instead, Solarians came, disrupted Krogan culture, used Krogan as blunt instrument against Rachni. Short-sighted. Foolish.
If you feel that way, why did you work on the genophage modification?
Talked before. Best option. That or kill them all. If around during first contact, would have argued against it. Wasn't there then. Do what I can.
You said the collectors had no art. I had no idea you cared about that kind of thing.
I'm getting the song again.
Personal interest negligible. Sang a little. Multi-species productions for cultural exploration. Gilbert and Sullivan always had me do the patter songs.
The patter
But
songs.
not about me. Cultural artistic expression reflects philosophical evolution, interest in growth, perspective, observation, interpretation. Suspect you won't see any art in collector base. Culturally dead. Tools for reapers. Worse than the Geth.
I need to pay more attention to what he actually said during that. I got distracted by Gilbert and Sullivan, but toward the end there, I think some of his description was straying into Sunday in the Park with George.
I'm sorry. I know that was important, but you performed Gilbert and Sullivan?
I am the very model
Of a scientist Solarian, I've studied species Turian, Asari, and Batarian.
I'm quite good at genetics as a subset of biology because I am an expert which I know as a tautology. My xenoscience studies range from urban to agrarian. I am the very model of a scientist Solarian.
I love it. It's so good. Morden's VA was in a production of Pirates of Penzance. Oh, that's great. All right, I have to pay attention.
You said the collectors had no art. I had no idea you cared about that kind of thing.
Personal interest negligible. Sang a little. Multi-species productions for cultural exploration. Gilbert and Sullivan always had me do the patter songs. But not about me. Cultural artistic expression reflects philosophical evolution, interest in growth, perspective, observation, interpretation. Suspect you won't see.
So
any
it's
art
not a
in collector
direct
base. Culturally dead. Tools for
just
reapers.
the growth
Worse.
perception, what like that list, just in my head cued into some of the some bits of Sunday in the Park with George for me, but it's not exactly. The little cough is amazing. I had another thought, but it left. It doesn't matter. We'll watch the song again.
I'm sorry. I know that was important, but you
I don't know how
performed
we stop
Gilbert and
watching this
Sullivan?
song.
I am the very model of a scientist Solarian.
so
I've studied
good.
species Turian, Asari, and Batarian. I'm quite good at genetics as a subset of biology because I am an expert which I know as a tautology. My xenoscience studies range from urban to agrarian. I am the very model of a scientist Solarian.
I remembered I was multi-species production, and my brain thought, what would an Elcor be like in a musical? I'm sure it would be amazing. We're stuck in a time loop. One more time.
I'm sorry. I know that was important, but you performed
It's just
Gilbert
too
and
good.
Sullivan?
It is too good.
I am the very model of a scientist Solarian. I've studied species Turian, Asari, and Batarian. I'm quite good at genetics as a subset of biology because I am an expert which I know as a tautology. My xenoscience studies range from urban to agrarian. I am the very model of a scientist Solarian.
Okay, you need to sing when we're on missions.
Thanks for sharing what you've learned, Morton.
Proud to be here, Shepard. Thank you for including me.
Elcor, energetic singing. I am the very model of a modern... Yeah. It would be amazing. Stuck is perhaps not the right word. Perfectly capable of exiting the loop. We chose not to, indeed. Also, it better let us keep doing that, because that is going to become a regular thing. It needs to be a regular thing. I already miss it.
Commander, can I help you with something?
I'm more interested in just talking for a bit.
Sounds good. I could use some downtime. There's always something, right?
The Elcor Shakespeare
Sounds
sounds amazing.
already. Hard for the crew to relax on this kind of job.
Ship needs a bar.
No kidding. The next Normandy gets a lounge.
They better not need to do this again.
Wait,
rebuilding
there's gonna be another Normandy?
Yes.
I can verify that.
Yeah, I bet you can. I doubt they'll front the money to stitch me back together.
The Tempest didn't have a lounge.
It's a
The
hell of a
Tempest
job,
should have had a
Rich.
lounge.
Being the good guys.
Timeline-wise, I think the Tempest has already launched by the time this happens. And I will try not to give too many spoilers, but I'm fairly certain timeline-wise. So the Tempest is the ship that you fly in Andromeda. I think the Andromeda mission has already launched by the point we're at in the timeline. With resignation, a policeman's lot is not an happy one. Sorrowful agreement, happy one. Oh dear, just here for coffee. Why are the fish dead? Shep and Morden singing again. You are correct, Mobius. Kasumi has a bar in her room. Hell of a job, Shepard, being the good guys.
Wouldn't be the high road if it was easy.
You've got to figure if all the people hoping we win stood up, the Collectors would have a much bigger fight on their hands. Claws, whatever. I bet we have a lot more friends once we win. Hope we live to see it.
I hear that.
Anyway, I need to get back to work. Good talking to you.
That attitude is how you start blaming victims. I'm sure there are plenty of people who hope that we win who do not have nor would be suited to stand up and resist the Reapers. The Reapers are a significant threat, and lots of people who hope that you win would not have the ability to fight them. Which is why you exist, to fight for them. Alright. Let us explore. Let us begin exploration by looking for Kaidan in the men's restroom. I do not see Kaidan in the men's restroom. Let us look for Kaidan in the women's restroom, because we don't judge.
Shepard, the men's restroom is on the port side of the
Edie
ship.
apparently judges. I don't see anything in this restroom that particularly means that it has to be for women, and there's no other occupant, so I don't see why I couldn't use this restroom. Reapers are terrifying. An average person would not be able to stand it. Yeah, so by saying that if everybody who hopes that we win would stand up and fight the Reapers, that is blaming the people who will be the Reapers' victims for not standing up and fighting for themselves, but not all of them are capable of doing so. And nor should they be on the front lines. Like, no. Protect them. When it finally comes time, they probably will fight as best as they can, and it will be ineffectual, because it would be ineffectual whenever they go to fight. Not everybody is suited to be on the front lines.
Shepard.
You do enjoy your cleavage, Samara, don't you?
I wanted to check in.
I am always happy to talk with you.
I don't need to hear about Justicars, do I? You think that was why you're not a fan of Jacob? Yeah, I generally thought Jacob seemed okay, but then, like, and I get that was probably supposed to be a relatively innocuous comment, but it is definitely, like, the sort of attitude that leads to victim blaming.
I'm interested in hearing more about Asari Justicars.
We hold a unique place in Asari culture. Justicars are from another era. Young Asari grow up watching vids about our adventures. Pure fiction, of course. Some Asari are uncomfortable with us, but so few Justicars exist that most have never met one.
Jacob has trauma-informed discipline needs. Yes, that is true.
There were only a few Justicars?
Few Asari wish to make the sacrifices necessary to become one of us, and the training has a high casualty rate. It is a life of constant danger. Throughout the entire galaxy, there are only a handful of us at any time.
Sounds terrible. Yeah,
Why would anyone want to be a Justicar?
It is a deeply personal matter. Sometimes the most brutal path is the only honest one.
This code of the Justicar seems central to your life.
It is 5,000 sutras and covers every situation one can encounter. I have memorized every word. There is only the code.
I'm pretty sure people can encounter more than 5,000 situations.
Sometimes justice calls for mercy.
It does not exist to bring about spiritual enlightenment. Its purpose is to punish the wicked and protect the innocent.
There are some undefined terms there that need defining. Wicked and innocent imply moral judgments that oftentimes in societal structures are not objective.
The Asari I've spoken to seem conflicted about Justicars.
In this age, people see shades of gray everywhere. The code of the Justicar is black and white. I might seem a hero to many, but I would kill all of them if I had to.
What role do you think Justicars have in Asari society?
I would say that the closest human equivalent is a knight-errant in your medieval lore. Perhaps mixed with a bit of samurai.
So you're tilting at windmills. Romance and the code? I'm scared to click that one because I do not want to flirt.
What does your code say about killing?
I am compelled to kill the wicked. If a Justicar is involved, peaceful solutions are long past.
You make killing sound so casual.
I remember each being I have slain. They are always in my thoughts.
You know about knights errant and samurai?
When I knew I must leave Asari space again, I studied the history and morals of new species. When I was a maiden wandering the galaxy, humans had not yet arrived.
What did your studies tell you about us?
You are more individualistic than any other species I have encountered. If 3 humans are in a room, there will be 6 opinions. I like your species. I am curious to see what you will do.
Well, and there we go with human exceptionalism again. Very tropey science fiction bit where humans are always seen as outliers because of traits about us. And in science fiction, like, typically aliens are portrayed as having, like, one language for the whole planet. Or they are portrayed as good at certain skill sets or certain cultural norms are just universal to the entire species of aliens. And it's like, I get it from a storytelling perspective where you define a thing and you stick with that, but it doesn't ring true because we experience the fact that there are different cultures and different languages, and no one trait is universally true for all of humanity. And why? What justification? Like, what? There's no conceivable way that an entire alien species, apart from being like, say something like an insect hive or something like that, where there's a extremely rigid societal structure in place, in intelligent species like the ones portrayed here, they should have just the exact same variation that the humans do. And so just that offhanded comment about how humans are so varied, and that seems so unusual to her, and that type of thing throws me out of a narrative. It breaks my immersion because it implies that the Asari society doesn't have the variation that would naturally develop in a society. So yeah. Hi, Ilaki. You'd love to see more sci-fi where humans barely had an impact on... Yeah, oh, that'd be lovely. I just wish, like, it would be acknowledged and, like, not... I wish it wasn't always, oh, humans are so special. Look at your genetic variation. Look at your societal variation. Look at this aspect of humanity. It's so foreign to us. Why? Why is every alien species portrayed as monolithic? I don't understand it. Exactly, Puddleglum. They all got there before us. Well, they got there before us because we're so varied and have such conflict. It took us a long time to get there because we were constantly at odds with ourselves and not working together in a uniform way. And they are all monolithic, so they got there first because they were able to pull together as a society. But like, Asari are all women and therefore all sexual. The Solarians are all they're short-lived, so they're all scientific and curious. The Krogan are all warlike. The oh shoot, what are they called? The Turians. The Turians, their entire society is structured as military, and they all are okay with that and have this like rigid militaristic service ethic. It's just inherent in their species. Like, you can have those be dominant cultural traits if you want, but it shouldn't be monolithic to where every single member of the species is that. And the way that the members of the species talk about how varied humans are, and she's not the first character to do it, implies that they don't have the kind of varied culture and experience that we know humans do. So it is a trope that is present in a lot of science fiction, and I do believe it is done for narrative convenience in a lot of cases. But here they basically, like, they point right at it with the commentary about, oh, humans are so special because you have such variation. I mean, human exceptionalism is a trope, and it's a problematic one. And the lack of variation on the part of the alien species is also really, really problematic. In sci-fi, humans seem to either be a white colonialist stand-in or humans are exotic. And yeah, both are bad extremes. If we're only dealing with the ones who made it to space, we're probably also dealing with the people who went with the program. quite possibly, yes, and that could account for the illusion of monolithicness, which would be fine, and that could be, that's one of the explanations for why we only ever see Klingons who are warriors, because they have to have other people in order to have a functioning world. And we just never see the others because we never spend any time on the Klingon homeworld except in their halls of government, and they're ruled by the warrior caste. And yet, when they make comments about, oh, it's so weird to see a species that has such variation, it implies that they are a monolithic species. Yeah, it's for the sake of ease of storytelling, but it bugs me and it throws me out. It breaks my immersion. Certain type of people who, if humans are not the top dog, the project doesn't get funded. Yeah, I believe that too. All right, I'm going to click on the one that I'm scared will be taken as flirting, but I'm going to click it because it is there.
Does the code forbid romantic involvement?
It does not. However, I would never be interested in such. That part of my life is well behind me.
I am not clicking on completely because that will definitely be taken as flirting. So we're going to leave that one there because she gave us an answer. And there's no reason to push that answer. She said she's done with romance and that part of her life is over. And we have no reason to question that. We're not interested in her romantically. And if she truly believes that she doesn't want any more romance, then that is her choice. So I'm not going to push that one.
I should go.
Also, I just don't want
I'm glad we spoke.
her to take it as me flirting. Really, really don't want to be perceived as having flirted with her. Politely leave the convo, yeah. Hello, crew people. The only non-human races that have variety in science fiction may as well be human stand-ins. Yeah, Bajoran, Cardassian, indeed. Alright, Thane. What do you got for me?
Do you need something?
I want to talk.
Have a few minutes to talk.
About how sexy you are.
The last time we talked, you started speaking about a past event as if you were watching it.
Drell have perfect memories. We can relive any moment in our lives with perfect clarity. It's difficult to control at times. Some of us disappear into, let's call it solipsism.
What do you mean solipsism?
When a memory feels as real as life, it's as valid as life. Thinking about a moment brings back the smell of cut grass, the warmth of another's hand on yours, the taste of another's tongue in your mouth. Wouldn't you rather lose yourself in such a memory than spend the night alone, staring at walls of metal and plastic?
What about bad memories? This is where my brain immediately went, so I'm definitely going to ask that. I don't really know the Minbari well enough, because I still have not watched all of Babylon 5. But yes, they do seem to have some variation and different roles and are not exactly a human analog.
Isn't there a risk that you could lose yourself in bad memories as well?
Of course. Remembering the times I've taken bullets is unpleasant. But I can look at my knee and see it's not shattered. The memories that are hard to escape are those of despair.
I was not ready for even the suggestion of imagery of that knee injury.
You can remember everything that happened in your life?
Nearly. I expect if we remembered the birth trauma, we'd never recover from it.
You can relive every assassination you've ever made?
In perfect detail. Every mistake I made. Every target's last breath.
I mean, that is reliving every mistake you've ever made, or every thing that you perceive as a mistake, feels so familiar.
That sounds difficult. And At any moment, you could relive the guilt.
Guilt? No. I've never felt any particular guilt about my contracts. My employers killed them. My body was only the tool they used. If you kill a man with your gun, do you hold the gun responsible?
My gun can't decide right from wrong. You clearly do.
My soul does. But my body is merely flesh. Flesh whose reflexes were honed to kill. Drell minds are different from humans. We see our body as a vessel, and accept that it is not always under our control.
So you don't assume any responsibility for the things you do?
Not every action performed by my body is a result of conscious choices. I take responsibility for those that are. Humans often believe in a soul distinct from the body. A spirit responsible for moral reasoning that lives on after the body's death. Our belief is just a bit more literal.
The last time we talked, you remembered one of your assassinations. Something about sunset-colored eyes?
That time. Laser dot trembles in the skull. Spice on the spring wind. Sunset eyes, defiant in the scope. A bystander noticed my spotting laser and threw herself between me and the target. She couldn't see me, but she stared me down.
Did you take the shot?
Not that day.
It was odd that you just blurted that out. Just another vivid Drell memory?
No. She was a vivid person.
Explain!
Did you take the shot?
I need more! Where's the rest of the story?
I should get back to my duties.
Shepard, I appreciate these chats we have.
You've spent a lot of your life alone, Thane.
Work fulfilled me. Reading. I barely spoke to anyone outside my family. It seems there will be no one to mourn me when I die. You're the only friend I've made in 10 years.
The rest of us lose as much as you do when you hold yourself apart.
I found it difficult to sit in the ship's mess for meals. I'm used to keeping my back against a wall, facing the doors.
There are walls in the mess.
Find my center.
Okay. He's in life support. Okay. I'm looking at the time. I think we are gonna have to save it here and continue visiting with the crew when we come back. And then... So let's go ahead and switch to here. And see where we're gonna go, because indeed we are 5 minutes away from the end of my discussions about musicals on the Normandy. Make sure that you take all of your belongings with you as the ushers come by to escort you from the theater. Thank you, Lord Portico, for the always wonderful chat-based announcements in the stream. Because yeah, we still have to talk to Kasumi, and then down to the 3rd floor where we've got Garrus and Miranda, and I don't know, we got other people to talk to. And I imagine we will figure out what to do with that Geth some point along the way. So that is what we will pick up with next week. I'm live next tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern for... we're going to continue with Wildermyth, actually. And hopefully not do as badly as last week. It was a lot of fun, but we did really bad. But Wildermyth has been really good. And then, of course, we'll raid into Barony of Olives as long as they are streaming tomorrow. And then, of course, I have the archive stream on Wednesday, Ultima 5, possibly the end of the game next Saturday, and then back again next Sunday for Mass Effect. Get to work or take a nap, whichever one you feel like doing. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming. Thank you to Mobius for your 10-month resubscription. It means a lot. Thank you so much, Tony and Portico, for the streamer care in the form of the channel points redeems. And Apple II Games, if you exist and are actually a real person and not a bot, thank you so much for the follow that happened sometime last evening. Let's see where we might want to raid today, because the Gax Pack is not back yet. I don't know when they will be back, but let us see. I don't know if it'll be possible, but I will try to throw it over to Cypher. Sometimes Cypher blocks raids from certain people, or just, sometimes doesn't allow raids. So I will try. Because Cypher of Tyr, if by some chance you are not familiar with Cypher of Tyr, you absolutely should be. She is amazing. She was helped create, or is she the sole founder? I don't know. Of I Need Diverse Games. Has been on lots of shows. Wow. Black Dice Society, as well as is doing the Motherlands RPG Kickstarter stuff, and it's just pretty awesome. Was not worth it. Thank you for coming by. Thank you everybody for coming by. And it does look like we're going to be able to, if you want to, when we get over there, and if you've got my emotes, you can just copy that and paste it. Otherwise, if you want to do just #RogueRaid and throw in any hello emote that you might want to, that would be lovely. But thank you once again, everybody, for coming by. I hope I see you again soon. Until then, get out there and do some shenanigans, everybody.